Hello, this is Stephen Childs, author of The World Fairness Agreement. Sorry about my voice. So, I'm hearing telepathically right before I started the video about somebody I know betrayed me so much that he's going to kill himself. I hear tragic stuff like that every day. So finally, I have a method to where it doesn't bother me much. My closest loved ones, let's say that they are going to get in an airplane crash or on a vacation or a murder or cancer, or one, maybe all of them, maybe some of them have this horrible tragedy thing going to happen. It's called World War III. So, it's the idea, suffering is grace. So, I guess it's in the Bible, but I heard it first from the Hindu people that use the idea of suffering as grace. And they also have the idea of equanimity. All experiences are equal. And the Sikhs teach that all of these experiences are actually just the one God that is doing all of this activity. So we don't really exist, so it's just the one God doing it all, so why even worry? That's where I'm at. I'm with them, but I'm an atheist type, so I'm probably not with some of them. So I made Church of Fairness. So I'm with Church of Fairness. And God is me, so why worry? God is you, so why worry? Well, worrying's rather dumb. Being afraid of things that if you was not afraid, you'd be better off. Suffering over things that you'd be better off if you wasn't suffering over. And so how do you get there? Well, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to, it's all okay because it's all just God. And God's like a verb. The way the universe runs around, that's God. And it's also the things that run around that make the universe poof into existence. From there running around. Blackout was shown that everything goes in circles. Everything's a circle. So he had a vision when he was a young man, and anyway, it's quite common. Who's giving us the visions? Well, arrival and the 12 stone things, the black stones, and the messages from the other side. It's about the land of the dead and so forth. Wow. So last night I dreamed about that place. And there's what I saw was a sphere and a bell shape. And this was two forms of light. And I guess if you put the bell-shaped thing on the sphere, it'd look like a cute hairdo on a round face. Put one on top of the other. Or it's like a bell and with the clapper, if the size was appropriate, so that you'd have there's a ball inside, there's the clapper inside the bell. So anyway, stay tuned on that. More will be revealed about that. You know, in that movie where she's like lunging in her sleep, I felt like I was going to get pushed off the bed 3 or 4 times. I mean, it was like, wham, this energy's just moving me. And then this bright light shows up, and it's coming real close, and I was a little bit worried that might burn me up. And then it's like, on the other side, there's the headlight. Like I'm looking, the headlight shining in this side, and then the bright light's on the other side. And I was driving when I was remembering it. It was because of a bright light at the stoplight. And I was making a left turn, and I saw his light shining in at me from the passenger side. Oh, that's the headlights. And I looked this way to my left. Where's the bright light at? I didn't see anything yet. You know, I was worried about it burning me up. They're telling me they're doing that. They are burning some humans up because they've had it with humans. They might destroy the planet like any second. It's kind of that right in the moment kind of thing because of where we're at with Trump and the rest of the world. When I talk to somebody about these experiences, I figure more things out. What if it's an atom bomb? The blinding light from an atom bomb, the first thing that hits a person is the electromagnetic field. And if you're close, it burns you up. Just from that. Just from the intensity of the energy. Like gamma rays and high energy electromagnetic radiation. A little sliver of that spectrum we can see as visible light. That's why we see the bright light. So they're helping me get the Fairness Court going. Because if we have the World Fairness Agreement, we got to have the Fairness Court working. So this is like a mock Fairness Court, just ad lib. Let's say Johnny calls up the phone number, the Fairness Court number, that people are always manning. Manning is the wrong word. Donating labor. Hope labor's okay to use. They're providing a service for everyone. And it can be done as a random jury selection, so there's nobody particular doing it. Everybody's agreed to be fair. That's what we want. We want ordinary to work. So Johnny calls up and says his dad's yelling at him. And Johnny's disturbed because he's been yelled at. So he tells the people who his dad is and where he lives. And so these people, we start searching with our tools to search information. And so if need be, we can find out where the guy works, all of the people he's associated with, if need be. Hopefully, we send him a text and we explain what Johnny said. And see, he knows Johnny can just call on the phone real quick and guy could get in big trouble fast. So, to avoid that, he says, I agree to not do anyone wrong and to care about everyone. And everybody claps their hands. Hooray! You're free. Have a nice day. And so he doesn't yell at his son anymore. And so he listens to his son. You know, you can imagine good things happen from this. Instead of a tragedy, suicides, Johnny shoots his family with his dad's rifle and shotgun and stuff. No, these days it's with the AR-15, automatic weaponry. Maybe his dad's got a bomb, you know, kaboom. So then let's imagine another scenario where the guy with the bomb, he's ready to kill some people. Mass suicide at the local, whatchamacallit, whatever, where there's people to kill. That's what they want to do. They want to kill people. He decides to call the number. And we say, okay, what's unfair? And he tells two or three things. Okay, so we're going to get these people. This is some heavy duty, emotion packed issues like politics and religion and stuff. So we tell him you can join us in a Zoom meeting with these other 12 people. Let's say 12. No, 11. Let's make it different. We only use 11 people because of 11/11. Yeah. So each person has 1 minute to talk, and so this guy he can talk every other turn if nobody says something. At the longest, he has to wait for 12 minutes, 11 minutes, till his turn comes up again. Two of the guys want to just take their minute in silence so nobody speaks, so that it slows things down. And so there's some people that are supporting him, like wonderful support for the guy he's never had before in his life in their minute. The guy never had anywhere to go with these problems. He couldn't tell anybody with what he's got going on. And now it's to the point where he's going to kill someone, and he doesn't care if 11 strangers know what he's talking about. And if the guy agrees to not do anyone wrong and to care about everyone, it's totally secret. The people, it's just our honor. We don't tell anyone. We only would tell somebody if we can't get an agreement. If the guy's still talking about killing people, then we're on our computer finding out where he's at and trying to stop him before he kills people. Nobody's going to do that when they're getting support. When that's going to be kept secret if they go along with us people that are trying to be good people and not do anyone wrong and care about everyone, including the guy that's got the bomb. We care about him too. So we can do this. We just need some people to operate the phones, to be there, somebody to be there to listen when somebody's being done wrong. And in the World Fairness Agreement, I'm talking about Transition Day, for like when all the religions and governments, they can put the World Fairness Agreement at the beginning of their documents and say, our government, our religion, our group, whatever, is in agreement with the World Fairness Agreement. So it's even simpler than what I wrote there. It's so simple, it's just that we agree to not do anyone wrong and to care about everyone. So, what? I'm trying to figure out why my seat's getting wet. It's like I went to the restroom 10 minutes ago. Dry as a bone. 10 minutes later, I got a wet seat. That sounds like voodoo to me. Or some kind of funny magic. Practical joke. Demonology. So, see, I don't care if I'm using words properly. It's not about that. It's more like poetry. Poetry that means something. It's so freaking weird because there's a wet seat problem in my Jeep in the back seat. The Jeep's got a wet seat problem. So we're working with the Mexican people on this. I think they made some of the parts on the Jeep. They ought to know something about it. So we need to give credit where credit's due, because, see, for some reason, I used to play with the air conditioner. I just got my Jeep wash that quick quack. The quack is the fake doctor. This is so bizarre when you start following the storyline of what they're showing us. It's like, wow, these guys that are managing the universe are incredibly clever. They can even make your seat wet 10 minutes after you got out of the restroom and your butt was bone dry. So, I'm not making this up. It's really weird being a human. I mean, we got to put up with this powerful drive to survive. Fear paralyzes us because we're scared we're going to die, and because we're paralyzed, we probably will die. So we're working all we can to get past our ordinary human limits, and then there's the power of love, and love is blind, and we go ass over tea kettle. Have you ever heard that one? Falling madly in love and doing stupid things because you're insane from love. And that's like the most glorific thing in our whole life. It's crazy. Crazy love. So when you get a little bit older and you're doing things you swore you'd never do when you got old like everybody else did, and then you do what you said you'd never do, and don't worry, everybody else does. You change. So it's like me, my priority is not romantic love. It's not sexual feelings even. That's crazy for me to say that. Actually, it was a return to sanity. So, it's like I wanted to find out, what is this all about? What's God? What is love? What is all this? I want to know. And knocking the doors open, And then be careful what you ask for, because you might get it. It's like, if you don't know God's you're in trouble, How are you going to do this without knowing that God is what you are to handle all this? So I just give it to God. Then I can get some sleep. And when I'm in pain, I got a spirit guide that's kind enough to tell me, don't move. And I already know enough to not think. So she's told me the part about the body, don't move at all. And stop your thinking. And I just stay. Sometimes it's like, if you could just get to sleep. And that worked. I got to sleep. Okay, let's look at what the government's doing about all this. I can tell you in one word. Nothing. They are spinning like a top. They're like a dog chasing its own tail. And boy, they're going faster and faster doing it. And they ain't going nowhere. They're getting nothing done. And why is it that this way? Well, I think it's because they wrote all these laws up by people with motives other than stopping people from being done wrong and encouraging people to care about one another. If they would have just done that in the first place. Why doesn't the religion solve this problem? Some of the religions cause the problem. Why can't people solve this problem? Well, we did. That's what I'm doing right now. This knowledge, part of it was inspired from the extraterrestrials that I'm working with. So there's a certain type of non-human intelligence, whatever they are, I don't know, telling me that I'm their chosen one, I'm their Christ. Because they was working with one back then that was their Christ back then. And they assure me that there was one. And I'm saying to them, this is telepathic communication. What if somebody's deceiving you? So you really think there was one back then? Maybe they were there. They just told me I was there. See what I mean? So when there's a need for me to have some input from them right now, it will be given to me. Just like it's a third person in the conversation that you can't see. The number 7. So one of these days they can tell everybody the same number, and we'll be in such a state of unity that it will work. Everybody will be hearing the same number from 1 to 15, 1 to 10, 1 to 50, whatever. Out of all the numbers there are, what is the number for everyone to write down? We could specify under 9 digits. 8 digits maximum. So try this. Make this assertion, this affirmation. Say this mantra throughout the day. I won't do anyone wrong, and I will care about everyone. It changes your heart. Well, it changes the body, mind, changes you. Yeah, it just changes you. You become a more understanding person. And things start going better. I won't do anyone wrong, and I care about everyone. Oh, there's another thing. If I do have a bad moment and I'm thinking judgmental thoughts about some creep or whatever, it's like, wait a minute. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I was wrong to think that. So you don't have to say it out loud, but you stop your harmful thoughts about other people. And we all do it. We've all done it, and it's well worth your efforts in stopping attack thoughts on anyone. We're getting them to stop doing attack thoughts on you, too. See what I mean? So if you get a chance and you like historical music from way back in the 60s, Fixin' to Die, Rag, Country Joe and the Fish. Check it out. Thank you.